Grinning Man. You're walking alone at night, say down a dark road lit only by the streetlights shining an eerie glow that pierces the darkness, and you feel a presence. You look around and spot a dark figure, standing still under a streetlight. It's wearing an old one-piece suit and bearing an almost ear-to-ear grin. It keeps staring at you, transfixed. You're staring at the being purported to be many as the Grinning Man, or at least the entity described by so many. The Grinning Man was first put into existence in 1966 by author and paranormal investigator John Keel in his book Strange Creatures from Time and Space. Yes, the same John Keel as the Mothman Prophecies fame, which we'll get into later. The sighting occurred in New Jersey of the same year, when two boys, James Yanchitis and Marvin Munoz, spotted a tall man in a green one-piece suit standing under a streetlight, grinning ear to ear. They didn't stick around to see what happened next. The striking thing reported by both men was the grin. The boys couldn't make out any other facial features besides two elongated eyes, or if the entity had any hair. Miles away that very same night, a UFO was reported by others as bright white, and they called it into police, which several had stated that they too had seen the UFO over a local reservoir. Were the two separate sightings linked somehow? Other reports were made 30-plus miles away. Here's where things might seem a little bit more familiar. That same year in November, Woodrow Woody Derenberger, a sewing machine salesman, was driving his truck towards his home in Mineral Springs, near Parkersburg, West Virginia, when he heard a loud sound, very similar to an explosion. Moments after, another vehicle came almost out of nowhere and passed him from behind. At the intersection of I-77 and Route 47, it got in front of the man and slowed and stopped, blocking the entirety of the road, not allowing Woody to pass. Mr. Derenberger later on recalled that the vehicle was onion-shaped with thin, narrow ends and a bulge in the center. Around that time, the very tall man, dressed in a bright green outfit like the other two, left the strange vehicle and began to communicate to Woody almost telepathically, as if they can converse merely by thought alone. He noted that the man, in his appearance, was not like any other man you would meet on the street, besides his large smile. As the man proceeded to walk towards Derenberger's truck, the craft jetted up to about 40 feet in the air and floated. What happened next was strange, as if it wasn't strange already, because the darkly dressed man came up towards him and heard the words, "Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm. I only want to ask you a few questions." Now, Woody Derenberger and the entity exchanged very mundane questions, such as when the man looked into the distance and saw the lights and asked, "What is over there?" Woody told him, "It's the nearby town." The entity asked yet again of him, "Do people live there or work there?" These were the type of questions that were exchanged. After their conversation finished, Cold said to Mr. Derenberger, "I thank you for talking to me. We will see you again." And Cold did return to visit Mr. Derenberger as promised. That's when his case became skeptical. John Keel did not believe Mr. Derenberger's story, yet it appeared in his book, The Mothman Prophecies, as well as the critically acclaimed movie of the same name, with John Keel being replaced by John Klein, played by Richard Gere. So you may ask, what exactly is the Grinning Man? Interdimensional being? Alien? Men in Black? I suppose we might not ever find out. Unless Mr. Injured Cold pays us another visit. Feel free to check out the links below for more information about the Grinning Man and Injured Cold, and more about Mr. Derenberger's experience. This has been the Mystery Files. Until next time.